All right, in this video, we'll talk about earnings seasons. Now, earnings come out quarterly, so there'll be 4 times a year. And some companies have very, very celebrated earnings times. You could say Palantir is definitely one of them. So recently, Palantir had their earnings, and as you can see, they shot up to 165. So sometimes what people do, if it's Palantir, they might buy some shares and then after the earnings, sell them off. Because as you notice, these earnings, even though they were really good for Palantir, they made the strongest revenue ever and beat all the estimates and have a 41% operating margin, that and positive cash flow, but still you see them dropping. Well, this is also market sentiment, you could say, because it's February 15th. I think we still have some, I don't know, Epstein file blowback things, and the government shutdown's not going to help a company like Palantir because our government's currently shut down since Saturday, I believe it was yesterday. So Palantir being a company that gets government contracts, it's not always good for them. But knowing that they had these good earnings, investors they are less concerned the fact that Palantir is probably going to go back up. Another company that people go nutty for their earnings is going to be Jensen's. People have like whole parties for Jensen's earnings. Now, sometimes with Jensen, I remember this one specifically because I got bit by a dog. And he had good earnings, but then it just dropped them. People didn't respond well to them. It declined 6% post strong financial results, with revenue and earnings exceeding estimates. So sometimes you'll find that even if a company's saying they're doing really well, they still have these sell-offs. That's just something, and obviously Jensen came back from that, so it wasn't anything like a to-do. I wouldn't say earnings can make or break a company, okay? But this one is interesting. I saw this one, I posted this one on my platforms because this is from someone on TikTok. And they had their earnings, and as you can see, it shut them. Now that could be, mainly, we go down here, it's going to show it. It showed they were undervalued. So something people look at for earnings, right, is there's a thing there. And you have 5% increase in revenue, but then they're also looking for next year's. That would be the guidance. I don't know if that one's coming on. Well, so that could be, and then your earnings per share. That's like how much money the shareholders are getting. That is an important one as well, people like. Another thing this company did, they announced a buyback. So companies aren't just giving the revenue, because with some companies, they don't have any revenue to even report, like your Archer, your Joby, your small nuclear reactor companies, Oklo, SMR. They're basically just reporting on what they're going to do and like their losses. And maybe things like if you're a biotech, they might be reporting on how far they got on a trial or something. So not every company is reporting revenue, remember. And then I guess if it's not the revenue, people know a company's not going to be expecting revenue. But with this one, it'll be interesting. And then another thing that can happen after earnings is analysts come out and they give them new ratings. So for this, reported 12% increase full year, approximately 1.47 billion. And they had talked about their margin. Wait, where's the part where they had said this one doesn't have it, but so after earnings, there will be new reports out, and then analysts will give the company a new target price. Here, so you have analyst consensus price target, 11.167. So after earnings, you might see something like that, or reevaluation, or giving new price targets for how much analysts think a stock is going to be worth. So those would be some things you can expect 4 times a year. But remember, with this guy, see here, these also beat shorts. So sometimes if the earnings is good, and then there's a lot of short bets against a company, then the shorts have to buy their shares, and then you see an increase like this. So with AXTI, I wouldn't say they had like a make or break earnings, but it was kind of like around this time when they really started to rise, because all these earnings were just stupid for them. No one cared. But then they had their one earnings where they said, we're making a lot of money over here. And then people really started to pay attention. So I wouldn't say earnings can be a make or break in the short term. Maybe. Well, sometimes if whatever happened is a real disaster. BBI has had some disastrous earnings. They need to come back from their disastrous earnings. I don't think BBI ever really had good earnings, if I'm being honest. They shoot when they get contract news, which they desperately need, desperately. And if a company persistently has bad earnings, and then all of a sudden they come out and they say, guess what? We have revenue now, which I think could happen with BBI, then that can be a very big changing moment. So they can change the moments if they finally start to report that they are in the money, making nice revenue. Profit would be a little while away, but revenue they can make. But anyways, so that would be earnings. They don't necessarily make or break a company, but you definitely want to, and then obviously for investors, it's a good thing to look at the earnings. So for example, Datavol, they are one. So what they did here is they issued a letter to shareholders prior to their earnings, letting people know what to expect at the earnings, because Devolt's been a little struggling, to say the least. They had a big shoot around these times, and then now they've teetered off. So sometimes a company will release a little teaser for their earnings, and I guess we'll hope this goes well, because then they really have to deliver on them. Well, at least with what they said they're going to do, because then they can get in trouble for that. But so earnings, when they can really start to say also their guidance for next year. Sometimes a company might not have the best earnings for that specific quarter, but they can make up for it by talking about how wonderful they're going to do in the next quarter or the next year's revenue guidance. That can be another way that companies can get themselves up even if they have bad earnings. But earnings can be a tricky time. Sometimes I know people that will refuse to buy a company before an earnings report because they know honestly, it can be a 50-50 chance on whether or not the earnings is going to drop them or shoot them. It can be a volatile time to start your investment into a company if you get in right before the earnings report. That's happened to me, where I've gotten into a company and then I didn't know they had an earnings coming up, and then it dropped them. But I don't know, I probably would have got in anyways, thinking the earnings would be good, because normally you would get into a company assuming they're a good company. You don't consider that their earnings is going to be bad. And then sometimes companies have good earnings, but then the market sentiment is just not good. It's a bearish market, and then they don't get any glory for it. But as you're investing and you start to pay attention to a company's earnings, you'll definitely see that. And if you ever are holding a company and it has a big random shoot or a big random drop, and you want to know why, a good rule to look is, did they just post earnings? And if so, what did those earnings say?